Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm just standing by the sea in Jersey today. An old railway line used to run along there, but we'll do the old Jersey Railway in another video. What we're going to do today, we're going to walk through this very pleasant Coronation Park. We're going to go and look at a rather unusual church, St Matthew's Church, or better known as the Glass Church. Now, it's really something quite different, something you're just not going to see anywhere else. Very exotic feeling in Jersey, with on a hot day when you've got palm trees everywhere. Feels a bit more like, I suppose we are abroad, but you know, doesn't feel like Great Britain, so to speak. So what we're going to do, we've got to walk past this corner of the park, and this is where the church is. It's just sort of behind these hedges here. It's, from the outside, it looks just like a fairly sort of modest looking church. It's all painted white. It was built in 1840, but it was what happened in the 1930s. The widow of Jesse Boot, that's the gentleman who started up Boots the Chemist, she commissioned for the church to be extensively refurbished with a load of Lalique Glass put inside. So what we can do is we're going to go and see all this Lalique Glass. Now, the last place I went to where I saw a lot of Lalique Glass was actually up in Scotland. I went to Glenturret Distillery, which is owned by Lalique. But here we're going to a church which has a lot of Lalique glass. So as we come through the trees, there's the church. So from the outside, it just looks like a white, it's so white that it's blending in, the camera can't even pick it out. But it's a big white church building, and that's what we've come to see. There we are, you can see it a bit better now. So as I said, on the outside it's not too exciting, but it's what's inside with this one that is exciting. So we're not going to see many stained glass windows. We might see one or two. Well, I'll show you the one or two there is. So we get here to the front. This is the front of the church. If you have a look there, there's a couple of stained glass windows. So these must be old stained glass windows before refurbishment. So you can see down the side. We'll now go inside and have a look. Oh, it's getting a bit windy. As to whether Jersey is, well, it's nearer to France, as you probably know, than it is to England. I just want to show you this scene here before we go in. To me, that all looks like it could be somewhere in France. Here we are, here's the church, that's the church hall, which isn't quite so exciting. The sea's over there. Let's go inside now. So on the door it says St Matthew's Glass Church. Let's have a look. So before we even get in, we can see that these beautiful Lalique glassworks, and see that the handles are made of glass. So it's not that the whole building's made of glass, but it's just got a lot of very interesting glassworks inside. So we come into this little reception area, and you can see some typical Lalique glass. So do you see how it's like branches in the glass? Quite sort of Art Nouveau feeling. And here we have some Lalique lampshades. Walk around here. It's another very Art Deco looking door. So the church has an Art Deco feeling, but it actually dates back to before that period. I quite like this, these rod-like. I've actually put my hand right behind them. I'm not quite sure the purpose, but I do like it. There's another Lalique glass there. So what we'll do now, we'll go into the church itself and just look at this. This is a really beautiful building. So it's kind of quite sort of uniform in some ways. But it's when you look closer, all the glassworks, you sort of realise what a special building this is. It's an Anglican church, if you're wondering what denomination it is, and I believe it's part of the Diocese of Winchester, even though we are a good 100 or so miles away from Winchester. So you can see up on the balcony, all of that is glass. I like the pulpits, again very kind of Art Deco feeling. Have a look at these are sort of like glass bricks almost, set against the metal sort of frame. You can see the glass windows. Now it's hard for the camera to pick it out, but they are like trees. And as they get near the top, they kind of little bits branch off them. It's a shame though, the contrast of the light means the camera doesn't pick it out very well. I might be able to show you that. Yeah, I can show you on here. See what I mean? See how you get the sort of branches And at the top you've got flowers. It's like you're sort of in like a field of flowers, very tall flowers. Here's some lower flowers down here. And then you've got the crosses, again, all Lalique glass. So I think I'm on that side. That's like a little vestry behind that screen. Go through here, there's another small chapel. And again, look, you've got these glass angels. And the actual, I think even yeah, they all, I'm not sure if it's glass or not. I think it is glass, or the altar is glass. So it's it just makes it a bit different from your average church. It's only the second church I've been in Jersey. The second one I went in yesterday, I didn't do a video. It was one very historic church. And what I found interesting in that was there was no real wall difference in the wall and the ceiling. It just sort of leant inwards. That was round at St Brellard's Bay. Yeah, I just really like this. It's very thick glass, but I like anything that's a bit different, sets it apart. And even if you look up into the ceiling, to me it looks like that they're Lalique glass on the roof, on the ceiling, so lights would shine through them down into the church. The pews aren't glass, they're wooden. They have a very nice sort of uniform look to them. Yeah, look, here we go. Tells you right here. The interior of this church was entirely renewed in 1935 by Florence Lady Trent to the glory of God. So Florence Lady Trent believes she was the widow of the gentleman who set up, who was the chemist. So yeah, all made by Lalique of Paris. Have a look here. Another thing to see that's glass. The font is entirely glass. So yeah, again, very I just really like it. It's really just fascinating. But I do like these glass door handles. I think that's quite cool. When I first heard of a glass church in Jersey, I imagined a completely glass building. But so when I came to look to see exactly what it was, I was quite pleased to find, you know, what on the outside looks like a fairly sort of plain church. Inside you've got, you know, at first glance, you sort of just walk in and it looks quite sort of bright and light and everything. But it's when you look closely, like I was saying, you look closely at these Lalique glass, I suppose they're sculptures and just part of the artwork, part of the church, and you realise, you know, what a special church it is. Coming back up to the altar again, so as we saw, it looks like in the chapel, the altar is glass, flower pots are glass. So most things in this church are glass except the structure. So now I think we've seen all the church. I'm going to go back outside. I'm going to catch a bus back into St Helier. There will be more videos I'll have made during this trip on Jersey, so do look out for them, especially the old railway. More glass. You can buy postcards here, you can buy guidebooks if you come here. So if you'd like to come and visit this church, it's very easy to get to. Various buses stop outside. The bus you're sort of guaranteed to get is bus 15. That's the bus that goes to and from the airport. Speaking of the airport, the camera's picking out. I can just see an aeroplane. The camera isn't picking it out, but an aeroplane is landing over there. So if you look, there's a bus stop just there. So let's go back inside to finish the video. I just got to like the interior. So if you'd like to come visit this church, best bet is to get bus 15. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please do feel free to like, subscribe and comment from the interior of the glass church in Jersey. Goodbye.